Good to see you once again. So today we're going to jump into section C of your course. And let me sorry, I had to reopen everything here, guys. So while I'm opening everything up here, so I don't keep you waiting any longer, tell me, again, I know you probably know, and I'm going to keep asking you every session, what should every question have? 3 parts. Sorry, every answer to a question.
Each answer should include an answer and explanation and an example.
Okay. So whether it's part 2, part 1, part 2, part 3, you have to introduce an idea, you have to explain your idea, and you need to give examples about your idea. And that's how you show understanding on the topic. So I will remind you of this every lesson, and I look forward to your answers having those components. All righty. For some reason, it's bringing up the old slides that I gave you guys. I really apologize for tonight, guys. Just some quick technical difficulties. Give me one more second. All right, we still have more people. Sukra. Oh, okay, yeah. Sukra, please check your messenger.
Yeah. I just read. Sorry.
Sorry. Thank you. I am finally here. Sorry about that. So we're gonna keep the class for a little bit longer because I started a little bit late. So that way you can take full advantage of your time, okay? All right, guys. So now I have everything up and ready. So what we're gonna start with is we're gonna talk about the beginning sessions. We're gonna listen to a few dialogues between the examiner and the student. You're gonna get to hear some sample questions, and then we will practice those questions together. Okay. Before we start into something new, Sebosha, how are you?
How are you too?
Good, thank you. I remember you. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
So tell me, how was your weekend? What did you do last weekend on Saturday and Sunday?
Shall I say my last weekend?
Yeah. We're not on next weekend yet, so yeah. Tell me about last weekend. What did you do?
So actually, the last weekend was a bit tiredful for me because all my home houseworks gathered in order to do all the houseworks on time. I was busy with them, like washing and cleaning the houses. And in the evening, I prepared my course and practiced a bit with speaking.
Cool. Repeat after me. Busy.
Busy.
Busy. Z.
Busy.
Z. Almost like a
Busy.
Z. Busy. There you go. You got it.
Mhm.
Cool.
Busy.
Remember, housework is an uncountable noun. So we don't say houseworks. I did a lot of housework, or I had much housework. All right. But good lengthy sentence. Let me ask someone else. How was their weekend? I remember you with the Celeric name 208. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but hi.
Yourself, maybe.
You're still muted. You have to unmute.
Good evening. I am here.
Hey, how you doing today? Good to see you again.
Okay.
So tell me, how was your weekend?
My weekend was wonderful because we visited our parents. There we met with our friends. Our party was very wonderful. And then next day, on Sunday, I did many housework, much housework. I did much housework. I tidied up my flat. I washed clothes, etc. And I did delicious meal for my family.
Cool. Remember those final sounds, the TS? Now, not
Which
many
word?
housework. I lost the word. I'm sorry, but there were a few TS final sounds. I do remember that part, so careful with that. I know. Repeat after me. Tidy up.
Tidy up.
Good. That's more of a British thing. In America, we say clean up. But yeah,
Clean.
not tidied up. I tidied up the house. Tidy up.
Thank you.
Cool. Yep. Awesome. Well, it looks like you had a good weekend with the family and friends then. All right. Great. Good to hear from you. All right. Who else is here? Who wants to share about their weekend?
Can I answer, please?
Yes, please. Hello.
Hello,
Muhammad
how are you?
Zio. Hi. Good. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. My weekend was some kind of pointless because I tidied my house up all weekend, and now it turned out to be untidy already.
Cool. Tidied up my house. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Awesome. Well, at least the house is clean now, right? Hey, Kurshida. Hi. How's it going?
Good evening, everyone, and good
Hey.
evening, Mr. Pierre.
Hey, how you doing today? So, Kurshida, tell me about your weekend.
Are you listening me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, tell me. So tell me, how was your weekend?
Thanks for question. And my weekend was very wonderful and very busy. And as the Bosha, I prepared delicious food for my family, and I cleaned my house, and I prepared my course, and what else? And I stayed with my family.
Cool. All right. So repeat after me. Prepared.
Prepared.
Not prepared. Prepared.
Prepared.
Good. That's better. So that's the final sound
Thanks.
for prepared. Cool. Awesome. Looks like you had a
Thanks.
great weekend. No worries. So let me tell you guys about my weekend. Um, I'm an English teacher, and so I usually work nights and weekends. But during the day, I went to a city 2 hours away from here, and they have the best pizza in southern Vietnam. It's not easy to find good pizza in Vietnam. So we had to travel 2 hours away. But let me tell you, that trip was well worth it. The pizza was mwah, amazing.
Where?
Um, I live in a city called Can Tho, Vietnam, and this place was in Dong Thap, Vietnam, which is about 60 kilometers from here. Mhm.
Mhm.
Yep. So if you guys ever come to Vietnam, I'll take you out for some pizza. Alrighty. Okay, guys, let's start going over um the slides over here. Thank you all for sharing your weekends with me. And let's see how you're. Yes, I want to send you guys the pizza by mail. I can't guarantee that it'll be good, but I'll try to send it. So here we go into our slides. Check this out. So this is how it usually starts. A lot of them in your practice test, um, a lot of the examiners, they speak slowly. They try to get to know you, but in an actual test situation, they have a lot of students to do. So they're trying to do this, one after the other. So you're not really gonna get to know them or get to know their names or much about them. So don't take that as a bad thing. It's just that's just how they're testing a lot of students. So they need to be quick about it. So you're gonna be asked, hey, hello there, have a seat, thank you. What's your name? All right, then they're gonna begin the test. Oh,
Thank you.
What is your name?
My name is
oh wait. Oh, sorry, I clicked something wrong here. Oh no.
Hello there, have a seat.
Thank you.
What is your name?
My name is Natasha Kozlova.
Okay, Natasha, we're going to start the IELTS speaking section. I will record this speaking part of the test for marking purposes. To begin, I'm going to ask you a few questions on a general topic. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, I am.
All right. Now, just to let you know, even this recording is a little bit unnatural. Native speakers usually when talking to each other, so even this, it'll be a little bit more natural than this language. All right. So expect that. Hello there. Have a seat. Thank you. What's your name? We're going to start the IELTS section. All right. They're going to tell you that they're going to record it and it's for marking purposes. They have to tell you that by law, and then they'll ask you if you're ready to begin. Now, before we listen to this, look at the questions. So, Gulnoza, can you read the first question for us, please?
Hello. Yes,
Hi.
of course. Okay, let's talk about sports. What kind of sports do you enjoy playing?
Good. And now on the next one, e-examiner, give me the next question too.
What are some sports you have never played and why?
Good. Some sports you have never played and why. Okay. So, remember, pay attention to the tense of the sentence of the question so that you can properly answer. Always, the answer should follow the tense of the question. So, what sports do you enjoy playing? I absolutely love to play, or I absolutely enjoy playing. All right. You're gonna want to not paraphrase the question word by word, but you're gonna want to use synonyms. So it's crucial that you study a lot of vocabulary. Let's listen to this audio answer, and then I will choose some of you to practice the question with me.
Okay, let's talk about sports. What kind of sports do you enjoy playing?
Well, a sport I absolutely love to play is ice hockey. It's fairly competitive and it keeps me active and healthy. I also enjoy playing football when the weather is warmer.
What are some sports you have never played and why?
One sport I've never played is handball. Some of my friends love it. They play it in a league and watch it on television, but I find it very dull and boring. I prefer faster sports like ice hockey.
All right. So, response, explanation, example. All right. All the good questions, all the good answers will have this. Now, let's imitate the question. One of the things that a lot of people do, and even I do it, is imitate the correct answer. That's the basic structure right there. All right. So this one, you can also, this word, you can change it. I absolutely love. I 100% love. It's my passion to play. So this part, you can change it to something else also. So using this structure, who would like to share? Who would like to practice?
Which question?
Shall I answer?
Let's do, what kind of sports do you enjoy playing? Answer that question. What kind of sports do you enjoy playing?
Shall I answer?
Sure, Sabosha, thank you.
Well, a sport I absolutely love to play is basketball. It's quite interesting and, of course, joyful. And it keeps me fit. And I also enjoy playing chess in order to improve what mental activity.
Cool.
No.
All right.
I
Is that it?
forget my idea. I forget my idea.
Yeah, you forgot to give me an example. So now you got to give me an example of these.
Mr. Pierre,
Yes.
just a quick reminder, could you also accept the students that are in the waiting room? For example, Mukadam Khan entered the waiting room right now. Could you admit her?
Yes, ma'am. So as soon as they come in, I'll just accept them all. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Zabosha, you were doing great. Just give me the example. So basketball is fun and whatnot, and then you like play for mental. The correct word would be probably like for mental stimulation or a mental challenge, by the way. And then give me an example of these.
Can I be the next, please?
Yes, Zabosha, I'm still, yes, sir. Give me 1 second. Zabosha, your example. Give me an example. I know you lost your idea, but you got to get it back. If we're in the test, it wouldn't look too good. Yeah, Colin. Sorry, that was Vietnamese. Sorry. You can do it.
I also enjoy playing chess in order to improve brain.
Mental.
mental activity in order to improve brain attempts. So, for example, chess can be helpful for improving the brain, and also shall I try later? I forget.
Sure, no worries. No.
Just,
Jamshid Beg, in USA, some exception.
Yes, I am here.
Sorry, I don't quite understand your question.
Never mind.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right, somebody told me that they would like to try to attempt the answer. Who was you? Who was that?
May I answer this?
Oh, okay. Jamshid Beg, go ahead and try it. What kind of sports do you enjoy playing?
I really love to play football because in my country football is the popular sport types, and I found it enjoyable and more healthy than others. When I play sports with my friends, I believe that I will be more fit and healthy.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You want to continue? All right. So great answer. I wish I would have seen a little bit more of a more clear example. It's a.
May I ask?
Yes. Sorry. Let me give him some feedback. So it's not a. Repeat after me the word popular. Jam. Repeat after me. Popular.
Popular.
Yeah, not popular. Okay, popular. Remember that. And yeah, exactly, popular. And instead of it's a popular sport type, not a sports type, but just say it's a popular sport. Okay, or it's the most popular sport, or one of the most popular sports, but not a popular sport type.
Okay.
Cool. But other than that, good job. Let me see some new names here. I picked on some of you before, but this one's new. Ulukbek, how you doing?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, good evening, everybody. So,
hey, how's it going? All right, so tell me,
let
what kind of sports do you enjoy playing?
Okay, there are so many sports we can play, but for me personally, I really enjoy playing table tennis because, first of all, it helps me to avoid from the problems of the life, and yeah, it seems like it helps me to be more attractive and improves our decision making skills as well, because we have to how can I say, we have to find the way to answer to our partner when we play tennis. So for me personally, how can I say, it could be more beneficial for me just than other sports. If you don't mind, teacher, I have some questions for you.
Sure. Let me give you some feedback before you start.
Okay.
At the beginning, you said so many sports you can play. To help you make that phrase sound more natural and fit in the sentence, you could say something like, "Wow, that's a good question. There's so many sports out there, but my favorite one is," and then you go on with the sentence like you did. All right.
Okay, I will try to follow.
Yep. And then improve. Repeat after me. Improve.
Improve.
Ooh. At the end. Improve. Ooh.
Improve.
Good. All right. What were your questions?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you live in Vietnam.
I live in Vietnam, correct.
So it means you only live in Vietnam or you are from Vietnam?
I live in Vietnam. Look at me. Do I look Asian and Vietnamese? Yeah, no.
No, just
No,
I wondered to know.
yeah, no. I'm from the United States, but I've been living in Asia for 10 years.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. I'm wondering, like, when people look at me, no one ever would even think over here, like, are you Vietnamese? They're like, you're definitely not Vietnamese. Yeah. All right. Thank you for asking me. You made my night. That was a great question. All right. Let's go towards the second questions. Let me pick at some of the quiet people. Sarah Froze, how are you? Sarah Froze Umatova.
USA'den ben dedim. Amerikalik.
No? Okay. All righty. So who wants to try question number 2? What are some sports you have never played and why?
Can I try the
I would love for
May
all of
I?
you. Yes, you may. I just have to figure out who you are. Who is this?
Nilufar.
Minufar. Yes, of course. So, Minufar, tell me, what are some sports you have never played and why?
I have never played ice skating because there is no ice pitch or ice stadium where I live. And it's very it's very interesting for me. I think it's very adrenaline play or sport.
Okay.
Adrenaline. May I say adrenaline?
Go ahead and finish your sentence, and I'll give you some feedback afterwards.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I have never played. The sport which I have never played is ice skating. Because of we have no such kind of sport opportunities where I live.
Okay, cool. So we don't say play ice skating; we say go ice skating. Okay.
Ice skating.
Yeah. So this one is not one of the sports where we use play. Remember, we use play for sports that usually have a ball. Okay. There's a few exceptions for like board games, like you say play chess or something like that. But for the most part, if it has a ball, you say play. Okay. If it's something that you do, like running, like you don't say play running, go ice skating, go swimming. All right. I think it's adrenaline. That thought would be incorrect. So you would say, I think ice skating is such an adrenaline rush. Okay, so when you want to talk about something is exciting, it's something like so it's such an adrenaline rush. That's the phrase. And I misspelled adrenaline. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So remember that. But other than that, you covered the answer quite well. I wish the example would have been a little bit more precise. All right. So I never played this sport, and my friends think this or I think that. Give me something specific to life. All right. All right. Thank you. All right. Nigora.
Good evening.
Hey. All righty. What are some sports you have never played and why?
Okay. You're asking me about the sport I've never played, yes?
Correct.
One sport I've never played, no. Yeah, play it is football because in our country, there are only men play the football, but the women not don't play the football. And maybe some of my friends like and play it, and they watch it on television. There is nowadays it will be a world championship in the world, and they watched it on television. But I don't interested in football and never played also. It's not interesting for me. And hockey also. I never played hockey because we have no any ice city, or how can I say, stadium, like which is played in hockey
Court.
or such kind of sports.
Ice court.
Yeah. For soccer, I'm sorry, you guys call it football. For football, we call it a pitch or a field. So there's no football pitch or football field. Oops, sorry.
Football.
What about
Pitch?
ice? Ice court?
Football pitch or field. And for ice skating, it's a ring.
Ring.
Ring?
Ice ring.
Yeah, it's an
Yes.
ice skating ring.
Okay.
Yes, skating.
And also, by the way, for boxing, it's also a ring. So ice skating or boxing, it's a ring.
What about court?
Court, like for tennis, for example, tennis or badminton, you can say court.
Uh-huh.
Or
Thank you.
foosball, like that. So just to give you some feedback here. This was for Nigora. I don't watch the football. I'm not interested in the football because we're talking about football in general. Just say football. There's no need to add the in this sentence. The is for very specific things, and you're talking about the sport in general. So I don't like watching football in the evening, or I don't like the sport of football when you want to be more specific, but you're being general, so there's no need for the article there. Nigora, repeat after me. Watch.
Watch.
Good. No, watch it. Watch.
Watch.
Yep. Yes. Good. And repeat after me. Played.
Play.
Played.
Play.
Play is the present tense, but for the past tense, it goes on a downward. It goes on a downward spiral like this, like played. So played. Played.
Played.
It sounds like this.
Played.
Yeah.
Played.
There you go. So phonetically speaking, it sounds something like this. Played.
Played.
Yeah. Good. Alrighty. We don't say I don't interested. Remember to say I'm not interested. Right?
I'm not.
I'm not interested. I don't like football. I'm not interested in it. Alrighty. Thank you so much for participating. I'm gonna pick on a new name here because I haven't talked to you much, I think. Samira. Hi,
Hello.
Samira. Hi.
Hi.
What are some sports you have never played and why?
Hello.
Hey, Samira, can you answer the question? What are some sports you have never played and why?
No, no Samira, Dalnoza.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Dinosa. Sorry, Dinosa. I was calling on Samira. She had her microphone open. Dinosa, what are some sports you have never played and why?
Why? I have never played is tennis because it is interesting. I don't interesting kind of sports, and well, and for first question, I answer the your question. And
You
will
want to answer the
sports?
first one?
Yes. What kind
Okay.
of sports do you enjoy playing?
Yeah. What kind of sports do you enjoy playing? Tell me.
Yes. Well, sports I absolutely love play is volleyball. It is interesting kind of sports, and it keeps me healthy and good muscular hands. I also enjoy play with my friends when with my friends every day.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for your answer. So, Denosa, repeat after me. Tennis.
Tennis.
Good. All right, not teenies. Tennis. Good. One of the questions that you said for question 2, for what are some sports you have never played, I don't interesting kind of sports. So you can say instead of like something like this, like I'm not interested
I am not
in
interested.
this kind of sport.
Okay.
So to correct the
Okay.
sentence,
Yes.
I absolutely love play volleyball. You can say I absolutely love playing or love to play.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And the
Okay.
same. I also enjoy playing. All right. So make sure you get that structure there corrected. But the substance of the question of your answer, I'm sorry, is good. Okay, you understand the question and you can give a lot of detail, so you're good on that part. Keep working on your structure and your pronunciation. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for participating. All right.
Thank you.
Ula
May I
Sheba, can you hear
answer?
me?
Can I try, teacher?
Yes, yes. Who was that? Who just asked me? Can I try,
Khadija.
teacher? Khadija. Okay.
I'm Khadija, yes. Good evening,
Hi,
teacher.
Khadija. Let's try the first one for you. What kind of sports do you enjoy playing?
Well, I'm fond of, in some way, how to say it, jogging. You see, I like walking, and from my childhood, I practiced it. It helped me to combine sport exercise and to overcome the distance. You see, and I enjoy walking, and when I became older, I understood that there was such kind of sports like jogging, because it is individual, it is safe, and it depends only on you and your time, and it is safe, you see, and it in some way it depends on whether if there aren't any force major situations, you can do this sport.
Okay.
And
Good.
also, I should add that I love playing badminton from my childhood, because this sport helps to keep fit myself, and it helps to concentrate, because it's not just exercising, but it combines a mental activity, because in order to catch with your racket this shuttle, you should concentrate all your mind and all your strength in some way.
Awesome. One thing that I want to tell you right off the bat, that answer was excessively long for a part one answer.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. But for part three questions, when we get to that part, I want to talk to you again. And I want your answers like this long or longer. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Now,
Can I
one thing
try?
that yes, let me give her some more feedback. Sorry. One thing that I really like is like I'm fond of good pronunciation and was very, very well used in the sentence there.
Thank you.
One of the things too is here I see you said combined sports exercise. I wasn't sure what you meant with that. So when you do this sports, you can combine sports with exercise, or you can combine sports and exercise. So that thought needs to be cleared up a little bit. Right?
Okay. I use this word in order to just equivalent sport and exercising. I combined exercising and mental activity, I wanted to say.
Oh, there you go. So that's a much clearer thought than this. Yeah. So that's much better right there. When I became older, it's not grammatically incorrect, but it's a little bit natural. But you can say over the years, okay?
Okay.
Or as as time passed.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing is you told me that the sport helps you to keep fit. So helps to keep me fit or helps to keep fit, but not, you said helps to keep fit myself. So there's a little bit a mistake with a little bit of an error with the word order. So helps to keep myself fit or helps me to keep fit. Okay. So let me write it down for you, give you a visual of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think my mouse is running out of
I
battery.
will take it into consideration. Thank you.
Yeah. So like this helps. You said helps to keep fit.
No, sorry, I don't. I
Fit
said it
myself?
helps me to keep fit myself. I said myself. Yes.
That's what you said. Yeah. And I just want you to say helps
Yes,
me
yes.
to keep fit. All right, like that.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah.
Helps me to keep fit. Okay.
Yeah, helps
Yes,
me.
and as the
Sorry.
pronoun, yes. I will remember.
Cool. All right, but great answer. I'm gonna move to another question, and then I will ask you guys to participate too. Okay? I gotta move along the slides, but everyone that wants to participate again, and if you haven't participated yet, you will have more chances. Let's listen to some sample answers of these questions here. Okay, the next question. Before we listen, I want somebody to help me read the question. Surayo, read the two questions that are asked by the examiner on here. You're on mute still.
Do you prefer team sports or?
You're on mute again. One more time.
Do you prefer team sports or individual sports, and why?
Good. Sports. Repeat after me. Sports.
Sports.
Good. Better. And the next one?
Who do you think people play sports? Why?
Why do you think?
Why do you think people play sports?
Good. Thank you. Alrighty. Now, let's listen to the sample answer here.
Okay.
Do you prefer team sports or individual sports, and why?
I prefer team sports because I enjoy the social part of it. Team sports also help to learn teamwork, which is a really important skill in life.
Why do you think people play sports?
To be sure, you are asking me the reasons for playing sports?
Yes, that's right.
Alrighty.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. My mouse is back. Okay, guys. So remember, response, explanation, examples.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Islam, can you hear me?
Yes. Good evening.
All right. Hi. Do you prefer team sports or individual sports, and why?
I prefer team sports because it's more interesting to play with friends or someone not of my friends. It's just too interesting.
Okay, cool. Great answer. Short, sweet, to the point. Um, instead of saying playing with someone else, not my friend, just say playing with others.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. But great answer overall. Hey, good pronunciation, good intonation, straight to the point. Good answer.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. De La Cruz, can you hear me? No? All right, I'll just keep
Yes.
on. Oh, okay, cool.
Yes. Hi.
Okay, De La Cruz. All right. Ula Sheva De La Cruz. So tell me, do you prefer team sports or individual sports, and why?
Well, actually, I prefer team sports because it is more amazing to play sports with your friends, especially being the part of the team. It's really essential for me to take part in team sports.
Cool. Instead of saying it's more amazing, just say it's amazing. You know, it's absolutely amazing. More amazing sounds a little bit odd. Not something we would normally say. Okay.
Okay.
Not grammatically incorrect, but a little bit unnatural. All right.
Yes, thank you.
But hey, great answer. Let's see. Who else is here? Who wants
Can
to
I
try?
answer, please? Can I
Yes.
answer, please?
Yes, Muhammadillo. Why do you think people play sports?
The main reason why people play sports is they want to keep fit and they wanna to be active, so they want to play sports.
Good answer. Great. Detail, to the point, response, explanation, example. Good. Great answer overall. Thank you. Nothing to add for you there.
Can I try?
Yes, please. Let me choose a question. Do you prefer team sports or individual sports, and why?
Thanks for question, and I prefer both sports, individual and team sports too. But most of them I prefer team sports because it is very interesting. But every morning I do my jigs by myself. It is individual sports by my mind. And the next question: why do you think people play sports? It helps them to be healthy.
Cool. Explanation and example?
Example?
So tell me again, because I just heard one sentence. Why do you think people play sports? Because it helps them to keep healthy. Good. So explain why
my
and give me an
internet
example.
is not. My internet is not good. That's why. Why do you think people play sports? I think that it helps them to be healthy and active.
Okay. Good. So just going back to the response, explanation, example, you got the response. What did you? I think it helps them to keep healthy, etc., etc. Playing sports has been shown to help reduce. For example, if you exercise 3 times a day, you will notice blah 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 blah. Or you know what I mean? Give me an explanation and give me an example. So the last part, your score would have been affected. People play sports to keep healthy. Explanation. If we exercise every day, we can maybe help prevent some diseases. Example. My friends exercise every day and they rarely get sick. You know, something like that. Response,
Thanks.
explanation, example. Good. No worries. And let me give
Thank you.
the first question. Your answer was actually pretty good. Response, explanation, and example. But you know what the thing that killed you is when you thank the examiner for your question. You told the examiner, thanks for question. No, thank you for that question. Or that's a good question. All right? Not thanks for question. That is grammatically correct. No. Don't say sorry. I'm just here to help you out, guys. No one needs to say sorry. So just remember to get the grammar correctly for that. So remember, thank you for your question. That's a great question. Good question.
Thank you for your question. And that's a good question. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great question. And then continue on with your regular answer. All right. Thank you so much. Seboja, why do you think people play sports?
I suppose it has several reasons why people play sports. Firstly, it might be some people want to improve their muscles stronger, and secondly, they want to keep fit their body, and also some of the people want to avoid of being stressed if they are workaholic. In this case, they may play sports.
Cool. Great answer. Good response, explanation, example. Now, improve their muscles stronger. If you want to say that to be technically correct, you can say helps increase muscle strength.
Yeah, strength, muscles.
Yeah, so helps increase muscle strength, or
I mean,
all right. And
to
instead of
improve their muscles strong.
so you don't improve your muscle. You can increase your muscle size. You can get stronger, but improve your muscles would not be grammatically correct. So you want to say it helps increase muscle strength, or helps increase strength. Okay, or helps get stronger. One of the other things you say, you avoid of being stressed. Just say reduce.
If they are workaholic.
Reduce stress.
Yeah, reduce stress. Yeah.
That's the correct term.
Yeah.
Okay, Negmatova, can you hear me? No? Okay.
May I, teacher?
Yes, you may. Let me pick one. Why do you think people play sports?
Okay, I think they play sports for many reasons. One of them is after their hard day, they to release their stress, they play sports, or when they are tired, they in order to get some energy, they can play sports, or another reason is just for fun. They mostly play some kind of sports.
Cool. When you say, like, for example, just to give you some quick feedback, when you say another reason or something like that, every time you introduce a new idea, response, explanation, example. So another reason will be for this. So give me an explanation and an example for that new reason too. Okay. So remember, every controlling idea, every main idea of your response needs an explanation and an example. Okay.
Understand you. Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Who else wants to try it?
Hello.
One more before I move to the next one.
I want to try.
That was Samira?
No, I'm Hero. My profile.
Oh,
name
Hero.
is-
Sorry. I have to look at the microphones. Right? I can't see all the cameras if you don't have a camera. Sorry about that. Okay, Hero. Do you prefer team sports or individual sports, and why?
Let me think. I think I'm more into the individual sport because I'm an introvert person. That's why I enjoy being myself, having time, having quality time myself, and show the individual sport make the opportunity to show my all capability to others.
Okay, good. Remember, being by myself, doing it by myself, not myself. Okay, by myself.
Hello, sir.
By myself. Okay.
Hi.
May I try next?
Yes, sir. Give me 1 second here. So good job giving a long answer there. Response, explanation, and example. Those were the two little things, but your vocabulary was really good. Using words like introvert and things like that, that will definitely increase your lexical resource by using more of the less common vocab. So good job there. All right.
Is this my feedback?
Yes, correct.
Okay, thanks.
So remember, being by myself, not being myself, not doing myself, doing it by myself, being by myself. And good job on your vocabulary is great.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Who was the gentleman who asked me, may I try? I think that was Hassan, right?
Yeah, it's me, sir.
Hey, Hassan, how's it going tonight?
Fine, thank you. How about you, sir?
Good, good. Thank you. So let me pick. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's give you the same one. Do you prefer team sports or individual sports, and why?
Oh, that's a very interesting question, to be honest. I prefer both of them in different cases. For instance, I'm a lover of football. In football, you can't participate individual, in a solo way. But when it comes to the martial arts like UFC or let's take boxing, you have to fight alone. That's why both kind of sports are incomparable in my point of view because they have their own places in various cases. In terms of my interests to different kinds of sports, I prefer both of them, and I enjoy watching and following the mentioned two kinds of sports.
Cool. Good job. Explanation, response, explanation, example. That was there. That's one of the main things I look for. I prefer both of them. Is grammatically incorrect. You need to prefer one. I prefer this one or that one. That's what a preference is. So you can say I'm okay with both of them. Okay.
I can't say I prefer both of them, right?
You shouldn't say that. No, we don't normally say that because your preference is like you prefer is that you're choosing. So prefer stating that there's a one thing that you like. So that would be an incorrect.
What about when I say I would like both of them?
That's good. Yes.
Sir, I have a couple of questions for you. And
Please, go ahead.
I'm so happy that I'm not late.
All right.
I have some problems in the speaking part. So, I ask a lot of people who tried IELTS exams. Part of them say that I have to use some kind of complex sentences or let's say academic words, and another rest of people say that even if I use let's say ordinary level of the vocabulary range, it's okay if I answer fluently and I don't stop or don't make a pause and don't hesitate. It's okay. So, which one is correct? How do you say?
The second one is the most correct. It's better to speak simpler and correctly and get your ideas across than for you to be using complex language incorrectly and making more mistakes. So the difference is the if you want to get an 8, if you want to get like a 7.5 plus, then more complex language needs to start showing up.
Oh, let me make an example from my own experience. It was in 2019 when I took my first IELTS test. My speaking question was not so complex, but I tried my best and I answered with my accent. And without any hesitation. It was simple question and I answered simple, but I got 6. And at that time, I thought that it was because I used the simple range of vocabulary. I didn't use complex vocabularies a lot. That's why I thought that at that time it was 6. But how do you say on that?
I wasn't. It's hard for me to tell you. There could be plenty of reasons. There's other things that lower your score, like hesitation, and other things like that. So there's a lot of factors that's hard for me to just tell you it was this or it was that. But you can, without using complex language, you can still get a pretty high score as long as your ideas are well connected. You speak without stopping. The not only the complexity of the sentence, but the complexity of the vocabulary too. So those are all things to take into consideration. But going back to your main point of this is that yes, you can still get a pretty high score with just simple vocabulary, as long as you're giving a lot of details. You're explaining, you're giving examples. When you give an example, that's one of the most important things that you can do, because when you're applying that language into a real life situation, that shows that you have full command of the language.
What about repeating the same answers or avoiding using the same vocabulary but sticking on the same information? What about this? I mean, if I repeat the same answer, or even if I don't repeat the same answer, I just use a different kind of vocabulary, but the answer that I'm giving, the meaning of the answer is the same. It's not good, right?
Yeah. No, you wanna use synonyms. So you don't wanna always copy down word for word paraphrasing. What do you like? I like. Nothing like that. So you would say it's like, one of my most favorite things that I love in the world is da 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 da. So you want to use adjective clauses. You want to use verb phrases. You want to use some of this complex language to answer. And when you paraphrase, look for similar words of similar meaning, but not the exact same word.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you for asking. Those were some great questions. All right. Hey, just to remind it, because we started about those of you that were late, I had some computer problems at the beginning, so we're gonna stay till 11:40. Well, that's my time. That's 9:40 your time. All right. Okay. Let's move on to another slide here. That way we can all have an opportunity to okay, you're going to listen to part of the answer from the last one. So don't pay attention to the first part of the student. Just pay attention to the second, to the question. I'm going to mute you guys just in case.
I believe people play sports for two main reasons. First and most important, I think, sports are lots of fun. Second, many sports are great exercise. Staying in shape by playing sports is much more enjoyable than going to the gym, for example.
What is the most popular sport in your country? Why do people like this sport?
In Russia, I think football is the most popular, although ice hockey is very popular as well. Both sports are very fast moving with lots of excitement, which makes them appealing to many Russians.
Alrighty, guys. One of the things that I want to bring up is a lot of the people, when they ask you these questions and it has in your country in it, they start saying in my country, but no. You need to start saying the name of the country. Okay, so everybody needs to put that in mind. I don't know about in Uzbekistan, but here in Vietnam, that is one of the most common mistakes. One of the most common mistakes I hear. So anytime somebody asks you in your country, forget about in your country. You're never going to use in my country in the answer. You're going to use the name of your country. So in Uzbekistan, in Vietnam, in the US, if I hear you say in my country, I will karate chop you. All right? Just kidding, guys. You're too far away for me to karate chop you. It wouldn't work well. I just hit the computer and hurt my own hand. All righty, guys. All jokes aside. So, okay, let's see. Ulasheva de la Fruz. What is the most popular sport in your country, and why do people like the sport?
Well, in my opinion, the most prevalent kind of sport is boxing, especially among men, because boxing is appealing to lots of men. For example, in my childhood, my brothers used to watch football, used to watch boxing a lot. And nowadays, in my family, we watch boxing matches together. And besides, in our free time, we do some boxing together.
Awesome. Not do boxing together. We just box together. Okay. So box together. Actually, not even box together. That even I'm wrong there. We can say have a boxing session.
Yeah, do boxing.
Okay, have a boxing, not being. That was my autocorrect making a mistake there. Okay. One thing that you forgot is the main thing. So you didn't paraphrase this part of the question. In your country, you should have started in Uzbekistan. Okay.
Yes.
So it's very important that we paraphrase. Like, in your answer, your country was not mentioned, and that is something that the examiner will be looking for. All right. So it's a small detail, but it should be in the sentence because it is an important part. It's an important part of the question. Okay.
Yeah.
So remember that. But other than that, hey, response, explanation, example, the sentences were well connected, and your pronunciation was pretty good in this question. So good job there.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, guys. I got a lot to cover, so we're gonna move on to part 2 questions. All right, guys. So this is what you're gonna hear in part 2.
For part 2, I will ask you about a specific topic. You will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about this topic. You will have 1 minute to prepare what you are going to say. You can make notes if you wish. Now we will begin. Here's a card with the questions.
Okay, so remember from day one, 1 minute to prepare, and then you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. If you speak for less than 1 minute, if you speak for less than 1 minute, your score will be greatly affected. Okay, so it will be adversely affected. So your goal is to 1 minute plus. At 2 minutes exactly, you will be stopped. All right. Now, those of you that have a camera,
May I try first?
let's listen to the question and then you can try first, okay?
Sure.
So everyone, take a picture of this. You don't have enough time to write it down, so those of you that have a camera phone or screenshot on your computer, please take a screenshot right now. I'm going to wait about 20 or 30 seconds. All right, guys. So quick review. Okay, describe a role model you have had in your life. So remember when you answer, most of our answers are gonna be in present perfect, present participle, past perfect. Okay, one of those perfect tenses. All right, so keep in mind the tense. I told you that on the first day, so make a little note of the tense on top of it. All right, let's listen.
Part 2. Describe a role model you have had in your life. You should say who the person is, his or her relation to you, what impact this person has had on your life, what makes them a role model. You will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about this topic. You will have 1 minute to prepare what you are going.
All right. So remember, always mark all your keywords and the tenses, right? Have had, has had. What makes them? All right. So paying attention to the tense of the question is very important. Let's listen to a sample answer, guys, and then we'll take some volunteers.
I've had a number of role models in my life. Perhaps my greatest role model was my father. My dad was an absolutely wonderful man who inspired me to become the person I am today. He was a very tall man and was bald from a very young age. His face was old and friendly. He worked in a factory for almost 50 years until he died last year. He had an honest job and I think he was always happy, but he wanted more for his children. His leadership, honesty, integrity, and honor are what made him a great role model. When I was 11 and our family was going through some tough times with money, my father found a wallet on the road full of cash. The wallet contained about 2 months of my dad's salary. He brought it home and immediately attempted to get in contact with the person who it belonged to. Keeping the wallet was never even a consideration for him. Years later, I asked him why. He told me that it was always wrong to take what does not belong to you, and just because our family could have benefited from the money, it was still wrong. Still, this strong morality is what I have learned. My father is still my inspiration, and that is what makes him my greatest role model.
All right, look at this. Describe of role models you have had in your life. I've had, okay, a great number of role. Perhaps my greatest role model was my father. My dad was, all right? So see how it's following the tense there? You have had. So whatever this is, it's already happening. It's already happened. Okay? So pay attention to those details. The tense is very important. And one of the things I always tell my students is underline it and write it down. Okay? All righty. Oh, that's part 3. So I'm gonna get 1 or 2 people for part 2. Who said that they wanted to do part 2?
Yeah,
Hassan.
me. Yeah, me.
Okay. All right, Hassan. You have 1 minute to prepare, and then I will ask you to start speaking after that. Okay?
Sure.
All right. Your 1 minute starts now. All righty. You may start speaking now.
Well, I have had a lot of role models in my life. That the first one is coming to my mind is my father. His name is Jakub, and he's 67 years old. And he's a pretty good man with a perfect character and mood. And he's an engineer who worked in a factory more than 30 years. And he's very funny and a person with a heart of gold. Well, he has always been gentle and kind to other people, and he was always, open-minded. Well, as I mentioned, he was an engineer. Even when he worked in a factory, I heard from a lot of people that he helped a number of people who had bad times related to the finance, and it was really touched my heart. It was very gentle of him. And yeah, I know he showed a lot of both financial and um, psychological support to all his friends and family members, relatives, brothers, sisters, etc. However, through my life, I realized that his friends and some of his brothers showed the reversity of what he did to them, and consequently, we lived through the tough times, and we had some psychological damages and breakups with our relatives and his friends. Even at that tough times, he showed me an example to be kind in all times.
Sorry, that's 2 minutes right there. Thank you. All right.
Oh, I talked a lot. I talked a lot, bro.
It's all right. Don't worry. We're here. We're here to learn. So that's all right. Let's start from the beginning. Good job speaking at length. Some people get stuck and they can't finish. So good job on that. But you do need to work on time management to fit the idea within 2 minutes. All right. Let me start with a few of the errors that I caught. First one coming to my mind. We don't normally say it like that. The first thing that comes to mind.
I want to say that the first person that comes to my mind.
Okay, so the first person that comes to mind is
Mhm.
The first one coming to my mind is not. That's an idiom, and that's not how that idiom works.
Okay.
So the first person that comes to mind is, all right. One of the things is like he worked for over 30 years, or he has been working for more than 30 years. So those are.
He worked more than 30 years.
So he worked over 30 years at the company.
Okay, he worked over 30 years.
He worked for over 30 years at the company.
He worked for over 30 years for the company. Okay.
One small error is that he helped number of people. No, he helped a number of people. All right, so we're missing an article there. Another idiom that you try using is touching my heart. Like it was really touched my heart. Because touch my heart is already touch is a verb, so it really touched my heart. We can take out the was. Okay, it really touched.
Can you repeat, please? Can you repeat?
Sure. The way you said it, let me write it down here on the screen. You said it was really touch my heart.
No, it really touched my heart, I said.
Well, that's what I heard. So that I was writing down as you were speaking. So this is what I heard. So if there was a mistake there, I'm sorry, but that's what I thought I heard. So if you said it right, then you said it right. If not, then this is it. Okay. The word stress. Repeat after me. Relatives.
Relatives.
There you go. Okay.
What should I have told?
You said it right now. The word relatives, you gave it the wrong stress on the word. So you used the correct word, but the wrong. So you said something like relatives or something like that, but it's relatives.
Oh, I mean, it was really touched my heart. What should I have used instead of it was really touched my heart?
It really touched my heart.
It really touched my heart. Yeah, good. It really touched my heart. Is it okay if I use this idea touch my heart?
Yes. Yeah, it fits well in there. Just got to make sure that you use it correctly.
Okay.
Yeah. Relatives. Not what do I say is that you said something through your life, but no, it's throughout my life. Remember that. Okay.
Throughout my life.
I'm even spelling throughout. There it is. Okay, throughout my life. Okay, and one more error with the word stress. Repeat after me. Consequently.
Consequently.
Perfect. Okay.
What I said instead of that?
No. You said the correct word, but the incorrect, the stress of the word. So I don't write down what the exact pronunciation mistake was, but there was an error. So you probably said consequently or consequently or something like that. You know what I mean? So just the word stress had an error in it. So just
Consequently, it
remember.
would be right?
No, repeat after me. Consequently.
Consequently.
There you go. That's it.
Consequently. Okay.
There you go. So the first one you said just right now, that's how you said it in the thing, and that would be incorrect. We have psychological damage.
We had psychological damage.
Yes. Oh, there you go. We had psychological damage, or we went through.
Went through. Oh, psychological damage. Does it fit there?
Sure, it does.
Psychological damage.
All right, but
Well,
that's
what can I just say instead of psychological damage to sound more academic?
Traumatized.
Traumatized. We got traumatized, right?
We got traumatized. Yeah, we were traumatized. Yeah.
We
got
were
traumatized. Yeah.
Okay.
We
I've
got
got two
traumatized.
questions.
It's okay, but that's more colloquial. That's more of not academically speaking.
All right. I've got two questions, please.
Please.
The first one is when a couple of minutes ago we heard a sample dialogue, right?
Correct.
The dialogue of the sample answer of a woman speaking. How do you think to which band score it's worse? The first question is.
Six-ish at the most. The pronunciation is a little bit low, but the content, the vocabulary, and the grammar are pretty nice. So when I heard a pronunciation, yeah, six-ish. Absolutely.
I couldn't manage my time management, so if I had a real exam at that time with you, what kind of band score could I worse for?
No more than a 6 for sure at that one, just because of the time management. The idea was not fully completed, so that's something that we want to watch out for. And when you're on the test, you can see the time and everything. You know what I mean? So.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you so much.
Yeah, no worries. This is a long process, so we just gotta enjoy the ride. All
Okay.
right, guys, we. Okay, so let's see. Okay, guys, we're not gonna have time to go through over all the slides, but we definitely went over all the material. Let's see. We have 3 more minutes. Will anybody like to try one last person to try the part 2 question here? Would anybody like to try? No? Okay, guys.
If
So we
nobody, okay, just keep on.
Nobody else, huh? I see some. It is a difficult question. Yeah. And it's you got to speak and you got to pay attention to the grammar and whatnot. Any other questions that I can answer for you regarding the IELTS exam? Would anybody like to try a part 1? Oh yes, please tell me.
Good evening. Hi. How are
Good
you?
evening. Good. How you doing?
May I answer?
Yes, you may. Please. All right. Nobody leave early, guys. We still got 2 or 3 minutes left. All right. Are you already prepared? Did you make some notes already?
Yes. I
Okay.
taken notes.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask you to start speaking right away, okay?
Okay.
All right, you may start speaking now. Describe a role model that you have had in your life. Go ahead.
Okay, it's a tough question for me. My mom is a model for me. She's 55 years old. Her name is Daraja. She's works at university. She is very outgoing and friendly, always ready to help in any case. Provided me both of them, um, moral supports and then financials also. She is my mothers and also women and then some kind of workers and a good wife in our life.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's
All
all.
right. That was about 38 seconds. That was a little bit too short. Okay. Let me give you some basic feedback here. So, my mom is a model for me. You can say my mom is my role model. So this part, we wanna. There's not a lot of synonyms.
Yeah.
You know, you can say my mom is the person I admire the most. She's my role model. All right. But not my mom is a model for me. She's my role model. So in this case, we want to use the full word. I wrote down here she works at university, but that's okay in British English, just not in American English. So, but don't worry about that. Repeat after me. Both. Both.
Both.
Bite your tongue.
Both.
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 Good. Okay, better. Oh, both. And repeat after me. Vibe.
Wife.
Vibe. Did you say wife or vibe?
Wife.
Oh, wife. Okay, cool. I thought you wanted to say vibe. Okay, I misunderstood you there. So I misunderstood you there. I thought you said vibe. So careful with the final sounds in English. Okay.
Okay.
Start practicing more. Record yourself and pay attention to the time. All right. You're gonna need a lot more practice. Your goal now should be to get at least over 1 minute. Okay. If you're under 1 minute in the actual IELTS exam, your score will go way down.
Okay.
All right.
What about
Okay.
logical order my sentence?
Yeah, very good. The ideas were in order. Everything was easy to follow for sure. Yeah, no problems there. Your ideas were quite simply and easy to follow there.
Okay,
Otherwise, I
thank you.
probably would have said something. Yep. No worries.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys. This is all the time we have for tonight. It was a pleasure seeing you again. We'll see you next week for more practice. Yes, I will give you, when I start next week, I will give you more questions of part 3. And I'm sorry we ran out of time. I focused too much on part 1 at the beginning. All right, so I apologize, but next week, before we begin the actual first lesson, we will take 10-15 minutes to go over part 3 of today. Okay.
Okay.
All righty,
Okay.
guys. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Once again, it's a pleasure to see you. Next Wednesday, guys.
Monsieur.
Je suis American. That's all I can say in French. Take care, guys. All right,
Okay.
bye. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.